on record, is that okay? I wanted to be able to record our session.
Oh, yeah,
Is
the
that
whole
right?
thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, last Saturday, I was to do a run walk.
Okay.
I had been progressing, we've been going slowly, and it was going
Was that
really
week
good.
good? Okay.
Yeah, it was really good, so I was really excited on Saturday, cause I thought, oh, I'm really doing
Are you
good.
okay standing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and you know, everything's been over here.
Right.
So I start my run and I've got like 7 intervals of 3 minutes each, 1 minute walk. So I do the first one and I'm feeling fine. The only thing I can think of is usually when I do my first interval, I start at like a 10-minute mile
Pace, yeah.
pace. And I thought I'm feeling really good. I'm gonna kick it up to like a 9:40. So not much.
Right,
It was
but
2.
just a little
It was
bit,
just 0.2. So on the third one, all of a sudden I feel this like sharp pain up here, and I'm like, it didn't lift. So I'm shutting it down.
Mhm.
So I went on the bike. I did like 10-minute cool down. So I'm like, okay. Next day was a rest day. Monday was a bike day. Bike didn't bother it.
Mhm.
Tuesday, I texted my coach because it was a run walk, and I said, what would one do in a bike ride if they weren't gonna run? And he's and I didn't wanna get into it because
Right.
we talk on Fridays. So he's like, I would just do a zone 2 bike ride.
Okay.
Great, did that for an hour, felt fine, felt great, doesn't bother me biking. So then Mike and I go take the dogs for a walk. And we're walking, and we're just gonna run across Crooks into the other side. I'm telling you, Sherry, I didn't even jog. It was like a wobble. I mean, purposely.
Right.
All of a sudden, I feel this like punch.
Oh,
Like
jeez.
this, but I didn't hear it. It just felt like I was like, oh. So then I'm like, I walk a little further. I could still walk. I was okay. And I said, I'm gonna turn around and go back. So I did. And then it's just been bothering me. And I'm so angry because I was like right on the precipice of doing well.
Right.
And I can't figure it out because I've been doing my exercises. You know, he thinks maybe I'm doing too much because I'm doing something every day. And then running and, you know, adding it in. He's like, he didn't feel like I purposely did something. Whereas in some cases, we do it to ourselves.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I can honestly say in this situation, I didn't think I was doing anything great. Like, oh, I'm just feeling great. I'm gonna go run a, 8-minute mile or whatever. So it started like up in here. Now right here, I feel it like in here and
Yeah,
up
you
in
got swelling
here.
up in there all around there.
So I've been using like red light therapy. I've been doing the compression boots, heat, stretching mildly. I'm just like, I should have done this.
Two things I gotta touch base on with mind of an athlete for you, all right? And a coach for what I'm doing for you, okay? We cannot change a lifetime position for you without stuff going wrong. All right, so it's just like spraining something and being in a boot, and as soon as you feel better, your other side goes out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were injured for more than 3 weeks with that Achilles, right? On that side of your leg.
Yeah.
It was from the time you went on your vacation up until really the last time I saw you, it was progressing a little bit better.
Yes.
So at least 2 weeks, right? Maybe 3 to 4 where it was lingering. So that
it was right before we left on March 2nd.
Right.
So it was like
about that,
March
right?
3rd,
So this side has been compensating for that side.
Yeah.
Okay. What it kind of sounds like to me that happened is when we walk, we heel strike, right? Really quick, I don't want to get sidetracked on the technical part of it. One of the things I did here, which is crazy for women that are going through menopause, is Achilles problems. Our tendons, estrogen attacks, they said it attacks our tendons. So frozen shoulder, knee problems, Achilles problems are a couple things.
We get it all.
We get it all. We don't even stop.
Not even the courtesy reach around.
Do you know what they say is that our labia falls off?
Of course it would. Why not?
Oh my God, I watched a lady on Instagram post, she's like, okay, wait. It says, you're not born with it, you get them and then they go away when you get older.
Of course they do.
This lady does this post, she's like, okay, wait a minute. So you're gonna tell me I'm gonna pull my pants down and find 2 slugs just hanging out in my panties one morning? Oh my God, I died. So my whole point is we do get it on, we don't get to reach around. But what I wanna be certain of is that I'm not going on my end of expertise, trying to help you fix stuff, and we are, but you have a lingering problem here that isn't addressed, right? So I don't know that about you, I don't know, you know, I don't know if you're on estrogen, if you have any problems, if it's something sneaking up on you, or
No, nothing.
have you ever been tested or anything?
For
like estrogen levels?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on a progesterone / whatever.
Okay, so you're on stuff to make sure, okay, so we can at least eliminate that, right? Cause I haven't had any testing or anything done, so just making sure that you're keeping your levels up, because a lack of progesterone or the estrogen attacks those, our tendons and stuff, it breaks them down. So I'll skip all of that now that we know that's clear. I go back to, you can't compensate for something for so long without something bothering you, right?
And I almost feel like that kind of, because if I look back in our journey, our journeys, our history, I remember there was one time where I felt like, there was a period where I felt like it was jumping from like to like.
And it's
like
going
I
to.
would get relief, and then it would kick in on the other side, and then it would kind of all even out, or I don't know, you know, remember the details, but we did take the dogs for a walk today, a 2-miler. I'm not limping, but I feel it a little, so I'm thinking, it's not really a tear then, because I did have tears in my Achilles years ago when I was in a boot, and I'm like, I'm not going back to that, because I don't think that's what this is, but.
I don't know, obviously, because I can't like see what's going on, but one of the things that could have happened as a stem of just what's going on, right? You said you felt it, twing, it could have just kind of twinged, got out of a little bit of a place.
Like a shift.
Yeah, it could have shifted. And as a result of you riding your bike, you still utilized it in the wrong position.
Yeah.
But it didn't aggravate you, right? Because it wasn't a heel strike. It was more of, when you're riding the bike, you still use your calf, but it's forefoot dominant. You're pulling and like a pushing. It's not an extension through the heel, right? So walking, we extend that way, but if it was a little off for you, you might have been gentle or compensating a little bit, and just that little bit of a different put you in either a heel strike position where you got into enough flexion that it pulled it, pushed it, did whatever it was kind of caught up on maybe, and then, or same thing, you were landing on your foot and it could have changed it. You have very high arches, so as a result of the high arch, it's gonna kind of pull your Achilles in that area, right? Because of when we get into that, it tightens up into the calf, which is all around the Achilles.
Usually my issue is here, but this time it's more up here. In there.
Yeah, so let's have you lay down and pull a card.
Oh, I hope it's a healing card.
It is a healing card.
I'm just like, although I told my coach, I'm just acquiescing to it. Oh, look at this, I'm grateful. Should be. I just acquiesce and I go, put me for 2 weeks of bike riding. You know, it's not my favorite thing to do, but at least I feel like at least I can do something, you know, to keep the fitness level there. And weights too, like I was doing my weights. I'm actually really proud of myself with this too. I used the slant boards and I was doing squats to see how low I could get.
When were you doing that?
Yesterday. But I didn't feel anything in my calf, but I was very impressed with, because of this leg, the depth.
Awesome.
Because this leg had been a hindrance, and I feel like that there's been improvement.
Yeah,
with
well, massive
that.
improvement, and if you can get, because that's knees over, way over toes in that position, yeah.
And I was just kind of playing with
Yeah.
it. Like I wasn't playing, I'm not like, I'm gonna do 5 sets of, whatever. I just thought, let me see how far I can go
Sure.
in good form and how low.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like really impressed
Brilliant.
with where I didn't start to feel, not terrible pain, but you start to feel it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, wow, I didn't think I could get down that low.
Awesome.
So,
So that's good. That's fabulous. That's fabulous news, right? How does your extension feel? Let's see how low it's gotten. Oh, that's way better.
it's still a little,
It's still a little bit, but look at an even comparison to your other knee.
yeah,
So it's my thing that I like is it's straightening, because before when you came in you were like that,
oh, okay,
so you couldn't straighten it.
oh.
Did you
I
see
know.
what happened when you straight it
Yeah.
all realigned? And these to me now are looking like they're coming down evenly, more evenly. Your kneecaps are kind of still, we want to, this one's just out a little bit, we'll work on it. Up there obviously we're working on it, but they're the same,
Mhm.
right? And the thing is with you, I just want to reiterate that your arches are really tight. So the more you bike ride, right, it kind of keeps this tight. So maybe just doing some gentle, I don't want to change up and do a bunch of stuff for you.
Right,
But maybe before you're running or doing some stuff where if you feel a tightness, is address this area with like a tennis ball.
just
Or a
rolling.
golf ball, yeah, just
Okay.
roll it out. And
Okay,
I'll show you, I'll send you, we'll make sure you know that, I'll do it with you today. But when you roll with the ball, you kind of tap these down and then pull, okay? So it gets into a little bit more stretching of those tendons.
oh, okay.
And even here, like spread your toes. So when you get the ball, that's what you're gonna do, all right? And then let go. And this is where we got all of our Achilles and plantars coming through,
Yeah,
all right? So I didn't want to send you the text message, I expected it, but I want you to not be discouraged by it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's expected, like I need
feel
you to,
like whatever, I'm just going with it now.
Yeah, good.
Bam.
I mean,
I'm just
listen,
gonna remember.
ultimately, you know so many facets to be able to take care of yourself, right? Sometimes, for my wonderful runners, I love you guys.
Bless our hearts.
Bless you. But repetition is the evil of everything,
Yeah,
right? So with blessing your hearts, I have runners that stop running, and I'm like, no,
yeah,
I need to be able to get you running. That's what you like, right? So I get people running that aren't running. My runners, you guys kill yourselves, right?
yeah,
So it's really good that you're doing the bike intervals, but with my triathlon people, you don't understand or you don't take into consideration. You've taken the repetition from here with running, right?
yeah,
But you still have the repetition through the ankles, the knees, and the hips,
yeah,
okay? Which is a lot of repetitions with biking.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, you just have to be mindful that of really what you're doing, so that you know that the amount of repetitions sometimes could be the evil,
yeah,
It's not necessarily the movement, maybe you need to pull off of how much or how long you're doing things,
Yeah.
right? And I often find with that, strength training is the best for it. So if we can pull you out of, it's amazing for my runners, right? They literally change their whole body by more strength training and coming off of the running. But if they go out and run, they feel 8 million times better because they're strong.
yeah,
Rather than kind of like when you're a runner in a long distance, if you're not sprinting, you gotta be lean.
yeah.
Like you're not carrying muscle mass for you
I
with
know,
you
but
when
I've
you're
always
running.
struggled with, because I love weights.
Yeah.
I work out 4 days a week with weights.
Right.
And so, because I think you and I talked about that, we like the look.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
muscle and
Yeah.
the lean, but what you just said, so I've always battled that, because to run faster, you need to be lean, and I don't like that.
Only long distance.
Yeah,
Because look at sprinters.
Oh, I know.
Sprinters are jacked.
yeah,
They're muscular. So
Yeah.
it's the distance that you're looking to run.
yeah,
So if you're going to look to run a race and it's a marathon,
yeah,
then what I actually found in my CrossFit classes is functionally training you functionally it doesn't matter if people are heavy once they go back into their marathons.
Yeah,
You just have to be able to get over the changing of program is really what it is for my runners, right?
yeah,
Because they're so used to putting in, like, well, I gotta put in so many miles a week,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah,
To be able to do that, to come off of it and to not do that, it's a mental game, right?
yeah,
Especially because you find, long distance runners, you guys, like, you have a meditation, right? There's like something in a cadence
yeah.
that comes along
That's why I
with it.
can't do more than a half, because I just mentally, like this week, I did a 60-minute zone 2 bike ride,
Mhm.
which was great. But I'll be honest, at the beginning of it, I was like, how am I gonna get through this? And it was like, it's a mental game too.
Mhm.
And I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it, because it was a zone 2.
Right, and you don't
Yeah.
realize it until you put yourself in a zone 2, right?
Yeah, I really think, and when I was done with it, I was like, I was so proud of myself, just because biking, I understand why he throws the biking in now even more, and the types of bikes, rides he wants me to do,
Mhm.
and I have appreciation, and I'm better at them too,
Mhm.
right? That helps too when you get better at them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because initially, I was like, this is just
You wanna lay
torture.
back? First of all, I need to know, is the touch bot F
No.
sensitive to you at all?
No,
Okay. When I get down here a little bit,
no,
or is it?
not at all there.
Alrighty.
I think I mentioned too, I feel like it kind of is moving.
Yeah, do you mind if I put some cream and stuff on you?
Oh, no.
I wanna massage it and feel what I got going on here. So my other thing with that really quick about talking about it, this is the toe that doesn't move 100% for
Right.
you. So you ask this foot to compensate in a bum position, right?
Yeah,
And then now we completely changed the landing and position of this leg.
yeah,
So there's gonna be structural foundational changes that we have to deal with. So good news is this isn't gonna last long, right? So bad news is mentally you gotta go to the mind gym to be able to heal yourself to
Yeah.
get through it, right? So
I wondered if that was part of what triggered this side, was the compensation.
Yeah.
And then my foot too, and so I've been trying to do like ankle exercises too, to keep the flexion and, you know.
So the board that you did the squats on, that's phenomenal, but you need to, remember that that is putting you in, extension. So it's causing those muscles in the back of your leg to tighten up. Alright, so tomorrow, if your stuff's not feeling good, you might wanna not use weight on the knee board, and maybe just try that, alright?
To what?
You know, on the board, the slant board that you were using?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that day I was just messing around with stuff, so I wasn't really, I was just curious to see.
See how it was working?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I have too many things in there. And have you been cupping it? You said you cupped it before that day?
you know what, I think I cupped this leg,
Oh, okay.
and I was going to, but I was nervous, cause I feel like I was gonna fuck it up, cause I'm not great with the cupping yet.
You still,
My technique
Yeah.
isn't
okay.
like yours, and, so I thought, while it's kind of flared, I don't think I personally should do
I
it.
tell you, we'll take care of you today. But you've been using your boots, so that's good.
Yes,
Sorry, my lotion's a little cold. Out in here for you.
I mean, I don't think I need to go to the doctor and get an x-ray or, you know,
I wouldn't.
I just,
They'll put you in a boot. That's what they're gonna do.
exactly, and I feel like this is just,
Don't you have tape? Didn't we talk about taping?
yes, I do have. Yeah, right in the, right there.
Through here?
You can,
Yeah, just,
as you
yeah,
go up, yeah,
right in there. It's
right, and then, yeah, there. So is that more the soleus
No,
gastro?
the solus is up in here. Goes through up here and attaches through here.
Okay, so is that the gastro or the Achilles and the gastro?
It doesn't seem like it's the Achilles to me, because the Achilles comes up through here and goes into the solus. Comes up into the back
Right,
of the
that's
leg.
why I was like where your thumb is as you went up, that's where
In here?
no, where your thumb was.
It's on the
Right,
outside.
right in there. Yeah, right in there. So what
Yeah, that's all this connection.
that's what I was wondering, if it was more the foot.
It is your foot connection, yeah. Because this instep is so high, right? And this is terribly tight. Yeah. Feel that?
The more we talk and
Look how tight that
I
is.
learn,
Uh-huh.
I really believe that a lot of my stuff stems from my foot.
It does. Stems from this one.
Yeah.
But it also, I mean,
this has its issue too.
how long have you had this though? You just said not so long, right?
No, that's probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but not like since you've been 11. Like since you've been a
Oh
kid.
yeah,
running.
no, yeah, no.
Because you said your knees kind of always bothered you, right?
No, I've
No?
always been lucky with my knees.
Oh. When did it start bothering you? I can feel it.
It's almost like a blend of all of it, right? Or is it?
I feel like you got inflammation in here, which is causing everything just to feel like. Why don't you move your foot around for me? Real easy.
Oh, and I was foam rolling it, and I had a PVC pipe that I would foam roll on, not as thin as.
Yeah, you got like a 2-inch one or something?
It's like the,
Oh, those are good too.
yeah, and so
Like
I
a
had,
pipe drain.
yeah, right, it hurts like a.
They're great
bitch.
though, those are good.
So I had been doing that, and then this all, and I'm like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to, and
You might have just literally moved something, right? You might have loosened something up and then it got
I
caught.
feel like you're right, like when I did that little trot across Crooks, I feel like it shifted something.
Yeah.
But what was so perplexing is as I've been rehabbing this, I do both sides of my feet for the Achilles. Like I do, I'll do it on this. I do something here, so it keeps it even.
It's this. It's your toe. It's
Just
in
get rid of
response.
it.
Yeah, let's cut it.
I
Hopefully it'll
can't
fall
get
off
any
like our baby.
Can we pick what falls off? Because really it causes me a lot of problems. I can't find shoes anymore. I feel like I have to move to Florida because sandals are the only thing I can wear.
There you go. Have you tried the Vivos? The Vivos? The barefoot shoes?
Yeah, I've been looking at them more and more.
Oh, they're great. I was just talking to one of the chiropractors that I work with today. He had a pair on. They're so nice.
So yeah, if you could just like a wishbone, it would solve a couple of problems.
I don't do that in this office, but I can. You come to my
We
other
can-
office,
we
I
can
can
meet
take care of that for you. Yeah. Not allowed to do those types of things here, but like, it's almost like the musculature, right? Like your arch is so high. Feel that?
I feel where your thought.
Yeah. You feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So multiple things we can work with for you. I think just coming off maybe a little bit of this, right? And so much of the calf mobility, right? Or the calf smashing. And let's just address the feet a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Get into, well, let's not do it a lot, right? And be mindful of where we're doing things and how we're changing things a little bit, because everything you're doing with me is shifting your foundation.
Yeah.
All right. So, you're gonna notice some different things, right?
Yeah.
And maybe if you notice something like a twinge, something doesn't feel right on the first day, don't wait to go for bike rides and ask him how to change your routine. I mean, still do that so you're all right, but send me a text and be like, this happened.
Yeah.
So
okay.
maybe I can tell you something different
Okay.
on your own approach to be able to do that might help a little bit different.
Yeah.
All right. But using your boots and everything you got's good, but which is great.
I just figure a little bit of everything eventually should add up to something
It will.
significant.
It will. I mean, because if we can get this feeling a little bit better for you here, which.
Well, you know, when I think back to the ironic thing was before Mike and I went on that walk, I rubbed my calf just to, I have that, you know, the Graston?
Yes.
I bought the cream,
Okay.
because I liked when Kelly, my PT, would use it, she'd use
Yeah.
that cream, and I thought, well, that'd be good for massaging.
Right, right.
You know, so I bought that, and I used that on my calf shortly before we went for that walk, and I'm like, maybe I woke something up by
Massaging it.
massaging it.
Yeah.
Or like you said, shifted something.
I feel like it was a result of your bike rides. I feel like you twinged something out when you first felt it, and you never really just, it didn't progress anymore because you stopped,
Yeah.
right? And then, like I said, the gait and the form of what you were doing, you never really, like, you kept using it, but I could have been in just the wrong position, rubbing in the wrong position for you.
Yeah.
And then when you moved, it, like that little pop, twinged
Yeah,
it back
it
into
was
place, right?
You know.
Or you could have got a little bit of a tear in there. I mean, I can't tell you musculaturely what you do, but I don't see a whole lot of swelling. I mean, we got some bruising that's residual that looks like it's kind of coming down in here. Maybe cupping through here, right? Is that where it's bothering you in there?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, so. Right in here? Is this where it originally hurt? Or was it originally down here?
It wasn't there. Slide up and I'll tell you where.
It was
Started about there, but it doesn't hurt there.
here?
Yeah.
Did it start back here or was it up in here?
It felt like it was more like where your thumb is on
Back
that
here?
on that angle, like not directly on the back,
Mm-hmm.
off to the side a little, like
Yeah. Well, remember we were talking about this bone anyway down here. Right?
yeah.
And
that
that
one.
when the Achilles isn't in the right place, it'll create, our body will create a calcium deposit to create that, to have it to glide over something. So that's what this is. That's why those get created, is because your Achilles isn't in the right place.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, and I can see that. Yes. Like I'm thinking back at the issues I've had and the evolution of things, and it makes total sense.
it's interesting working with you because majority of the people I work with are pronated. And you're so supinated, like you're supinated, right? You've got like a nice high arch, so your position is gonna be here. It's not in and flat. Like most people collapse because this collapses,
Okay.
right? And you don't have that, so it pushes you more
So
on the outside of your
okay,
feet, you know?
yeah.
You got a very distinctive, I was to look at your footprint, you are gonna hit here, here, and definitely here in your foot.
Yes.
This
I
may
feel like-
never touch, right?
Yeah.
But if I work on majority of the people I work on, it's like all of this shows.
So one of the things that the little tests you can do at home, right, is take a white sheet of paper, wet your foot,
Mm-hmm.
and then go on, and I've done that before.
Yeah.
And yes, what you described is how my foot has been.
Which isn't bad, it's just which is actually good, it's like good because the majority of
Oh,
the
I got one good
population.
thing?
Yeah, you got a good
One.
Well, you got another one. You're gonna lose some stuff in the future, that's cool. A little extra weight.
You realize how heavy it was, right? The
Right.
bondage.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how like menopause is such the hot topic now?
Yeah, it is.
I
don't understand, like, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm like, I want to embrace it, right? Because I feel like the more we talk about women's health,
yes,
the more
yes.
it's around. I mean, I wouldn't want to have
Right.
less, but a lot of pelvic floor therapy and all kinds of good stuff.
But when I was scrolling through Instagram, because of what I look up, I get a lot of trainer kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some rando that I don't follow, but he was talking about something with menopause, and I thought, great. So is this like every Tom, Dick, and Harry trainer who doesn't really know is going to start now telling their clients, because their clients might be in the menopause age,
right?
Like, without really like you don't even really know what menopause is, and what studies have you read?
Yeah, well,
that substantiates what you're saying.
Right.
That's what irritates me.
Yeah, I really enjoy a lot of men trainers, but when I get with them and we start talking about different things, there's good men trainers that are very good with women. But I mean, just as much as maybe I can't understand a man, right? I don't think that a man can understand like women certain things. So
they can only go so far, I think.
I mean, all of us can, you know. I mean, we can only understand the other aspect in as much as we can feel something, right? So if we can't feel what somebody else feels, you can only sympathize with it. You can't really, can't feel it. You can't know.
Boy, all your little tools bring out every little tight.
Yeah, that's right here, right?
Just really shows it more.
Feels like it's hitting right around here. I can feel it.
That's not too bad. It was like
conk. It literally, watch, feel it. Ready? Conk.
Oh yeah.
Right in there. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
It's not ticklish?
No.
Okay. My other client almost kicked me in the face the other day. I was like,
she wasn't expecting.
Well, she was, but like, I work on her foot a lot. We've been working on a toe for like 6 months. We've gained so much. Like, I've changed, she's been to a million doctors and hasn't been able to fix stuff, but we've changed so much stuff on her. But her big toe we're still working on, and I don't know that I'll ever be able to fix it. But when she's here, because of like internal rotation, when you put shoes on, it's always working against what I'm doing. So unless you're using toe spreaders, something like that, which probably you got them, don't you?
Yeah, I got them from you.
How much are you wearing them?
I wear them like about half hour. I'll put them on in the morning, and
so you do wear them?
I do try and wear them at least once a day. Probably should do more.
So just a second, did you wear them maybe that morning and then go for your walk?
No.
So none of that connection?
No.
Okay. Did you wear it after? Have you worn them after you've done that?
I did. I wore them yesterday. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure I was walking around a whole lot. I had them on because part of the aggravation with this too is not even so much the not being able to do the activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's walking,
right.
And it's like then I can't get other things done.
Right.
I don't feel like it. I have to push myself because I just want to sit down and just rest it, and that aggravates me even more.
Want me to tape you while you're here? You want to tape it yourself?
I'd like to watch you tape.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see if we do a couple different tapes. We can try. See if one, I'm just gonna wrap one. I think that if we go from we could go up this way, but I don't wanna do that because I don't feel like it's your Achilles. The reason why I ask you about your toes is because this changes the position of all the tendons in the feet,
Yeah.
right? So that's what we want to work on. But if it was something that you were like, you know, like let's just say you were sitting or you were walking around, you got a little bit of different movement of that tendon, but never really went through that like explosiveness. Running is explosive, even if it was a little spring in your step, right? It's still, you're gonna have that movement in it, and it could have just affected it. So just wanted to ask about that, because I know that the toe spreaders will help on this, the high end step.
I feel like it too, because when you first gave them to me, I mean, when I was wearing them, I could definitely feel this, it's stretching, like opening up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And that just gives you more of a little bit of a stable foundation, right? So I'm gonna have you get up, don't slip. I just wanna see if that offered you any relief in walking, okay? Good job rolling over, honey.
It's this, last week you had articulated it really well with like the residual, sort of the leftover issue I have here a little bit. It's like the muscle sticks.
Yeah, is that what you're
And
feeling
then-
still? And then it moves?
Yeah,
You still feeling it?
occasionally. Yeah, like if I roll out of bed or roll a certain way at night, I'll feel it, and it's that sort of a stick.
Careful you don't slip.
I still feel it like, it feels a little bit better, but I still feel it like more internally.
Show me where you're feeling it.
Okay.
Like, stop, walk really slow for me and go
Okay.
through your gait for me, alright?
Here,
Right there, go
Here.
back down.
yes, like right here is the most.
So that literally is the limited range of motion of your toe.
Oh.
So go through that step a little bit more. Right there, you start to change your movement. This is so tight. Right here, that you like push off.
I could see it being tight there because, yeah, now when you go up there, where your thumb is where it's right in there. Yeah.
Right up
Yeah.
into that, right?
Yes.
That whole chain right there.
Yes. Yeah.
Put your heel down for me, real easy. And then go back up. Go back down. You okay with that pressure?
Mm-hmm.
Go back up. And back down.
Yeah. I'm only saying ow too, like so you know where exactly where.
Good. I
Not
like
that-
it. I
not
like it that you
like
say
you're-
that.
You're not like it's like stop.
I won't stop, don't worry.
It's-
Unless you say stop.
Yeah.
And then I gotta hear stop twice, usually. All right, take a little step again. I wanna watch that.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Actually feels a little better.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I almost feel like what you were saying, I'm trying to be very mindful of my foot.
Uh-huh.
I feel like this part wants to roll this way.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's. Whereas yes, on this side, it's flatter.
Yeah. Back over here for a minute for me. I'll smash out your arch. So take this foot for me and put it on that. The arch part of it, yeah. And you put as much weight as you feel comfortable, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna push, rock, just easy. Come off of it kind of with your weight so you can just move your foot.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah, get the outside of that there for me. And actually, I'm gonna have you come all the way. Let's start at your toes. See what we can get from right about there for you. Can you get into any flexion? Like try to get your toes like this. See, we get a little stretch there for you. Put your toes down. Don't grab them. Try to push down. Can you flex them in that position? Like this? Just a little bit of weight. Like, can you feel the flexion? I want you to feel.
I feel like I am,
Okay.
but I'm not sure if I.
That's all right. Well, they don't need to go all the way back. I just want you to feel some type of a flexion because it's stretching this here for you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now, real easy. You're gonna rock from big toe to pinky. You're gonna do it 10 times. And you can bend your knee a little bit maybe and let the knee go out. Let the hip guide it so you get a little more weight. There you go, that's it. And really drop into that here. Here you go. And is any of that bothering your calf?
No.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
It's tricky because you don't want to aggravate other things, you know, like you said. So, but knowing that all this is healable, right? This was a huge thing that if we can get this. I totally expected other things to shift around in there. Let's come right about there.
And do this.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a joint right in here that we might be able to loosen up a little bit for you and give you some mobility in.
Like right there, that really feels really bony under there.
The foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I talk about barefoot running, because that pad right there, that's what strengthens the pad. Or rebounding barefoot. Do you rebound with no shoes?
No, you said not to do that while I was running.
Right, but just in general, do you rebound?
Yeah, I have
But with shoes or without shoes?
without.
Oh, you do without,
Yeah.
okay. So you haven't been doing any rebounding.
No.
Have you been doing the...
No, I laid off that as soon as this kind
That
of.
got going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good
But
deal.
I did the backwards walking on the tread.
Okay. Let's squish you down a little more now. Right about there. Yeah, there you go. When you're here, I want you to spread all your toes. Stay here with your weight and spread all those toes apart.
Isn't as much as I can do.
That's all right. Just hang out there with them. And then go ahead and rotate to the other side. Yeah. I'm just trying to spread the toes. So backwards walking has been feeling okay?
Yeah, that was fine. I almost texted you, was it the Sunday? Not last Sunday, the Sunday before, because I did my foam rolling for my IT band on both sides.
Yeah.
6 minutes. I know you want to 10, but I could
That's
only do
alright.
a minute in each area.
Yeah, good.
I was so proud of
I was
myself.
gonna say, how bad were you sweating?
It wasn't as bad as like the first couple times that
They go
you
out
did
for a
it.
drink afterwards.
Oh, I was exhausted.
Curl up in a fetal position
Right,
after.
exactly.
All right, let's
And I
move
did
down.
both legs, and I was so
Good.
proud of myself.
Good, good. This will heal up for you. I really feel like we've just been moving a lot of stuff, you know, and it's that's all connected to what we're moving.
Like that really hurts there.
Yeah, we want that to adjust. See if we can get that to crack a little bit, because that's where bone, right where an area is at, that will adjust. Sometimes it will adjust itself after we do this, and you walk around normally, it'll just kind of crack on its own.
Yeah, I feel like this foot is like this, you know.
Yeah, it
just,
is.
You know, when you shove your feet in those spinning shoes and.
Yeah, you wear, so when you cycle, you wear the cycle shoes.
Yeah.
You're clipped in. Alrighty, we're gonna move it down to like right about here. And now what you're gonna do is just kind of push the toes down, try to spread them as much as you can. And this might be a little bit more tender, may not be, but you're gonna roll to the heel. So you're gonna let that leg go open and kind of just grind your heel out. Really try to come over on that side when you grind it. When you come on over.
They're right there.
Does it?
Yeah.
Good, get it all out. We get so tacked in the heel because
I'm learning that through all these things that we're doing, how
we have so many bones in our feet. So in the heel area alone, there's a whole bunch of them. So all those little pieces that are in the bone, they get stuck, and they're supposed to really kind of be fluid, moving with each other, right? That prevents ankle injuries or whatever, so we have some movement. But I find that the shoe gets tacked the most, and especially back here, this area here. That's where mine will get caught up on here. And I would do ball slamming to you, but it makes me cry, so I won't do that to you. Yeah, a nice one. Yesterday I was running CrossFit and my foot was killing me so bad. And I'm like, why do I even have shoes on? Took my shoes off and immediately it went away. And I'm like, I've been running with my weight vest, and I have a pair of like Innovate minimalist shoes, so they're super minimalist. It hasn't really been warm enough for me to run barefoot
No,
yet.
this weather is like, I got up yesterday morning and I wanted to just slit my wrists. I was like, are you kidding me? It's that April throat punch.
Right here. Try to lean that foot over a little bit more. Bring your knee to my head. Keep going. Keep it going. Get it there. Get it. Everyone's like, oh no, she's coming. She's gonna make the adjustment. I look at people, they're smiling. I'm like, why are you smiling? They're like, oh, because it doesn't hurt. I'm like, well, let's find the right place for you.
Right.
They're like, get away from me. All right, go back to the other side. And then you're gonna go like here. So you're gonna kind of bring your foot up and go like a windshield washer. Yeah. Do you want this board? This guy, one of my clients, made 5 of them and he gave them to me.
You know, I do have a slant board at home, so if somebody
But
else
does it
could
move?
use it.
This one I like because you can do this. So you can stand with both feet, right? Which is great for your calf stretch. But I like it because it can move. So you can get into an ankle extension and then a flexion, back and forth. It's a little better on
mine
hard
doesn't
floor.
do that.
But then the cool part is, you could do this for your squats, right? Come this way and then hit those squats here.
Show off.
Or you can go, no, I'm going to show off now for you. Or you can go all the way here and do them. These are super.
Oh my God.
Super intense. It's because I was a stripper in my old days. No, just kidding. That's never. But that's how high those shoes are. You know what I'm saying? Like most of them, when they wear those super crazy stilettos, that's why it's so easy for them to drop down in that. But I like it because of the range of motion you can get. So let's try that. Give it a little try. So put your foot on there.
Just the one?
And just, pull back to get into the extension.
Oh, yeah, I can.
You feel that?
I can feel it back here too.
Mm-hmm. And then you can bring it back, push the heel down. Push the heel down. As much as you can go. I don't want to overdo it. And then push it back forward.
So what is that? Like why? Again, I'm trying to figure out where the pain is. That Achilles? Is it calf?
I don't believe it's your Achilles.
Kind of don't either. I feel like it's these little things in there.
I need to bring a muscle map in for you. I need to have my treatment room used to have all kinds of stuff on it. So when we were talking about stuff, I could be like, this is what's happening. And you're like, I get it. I need to get another one of those. So you don't want to stretch too long, all right? I'm not looking for you to stretch long. I want it a little more dynamic and fluid for you, okay? Just as far as you can go. And let's try something here, all right? Let's try, we do that. It might be a lot more extension, but it might be a little bit better on the flexion. Can you straighten there? Come back and straighten.
Oh, this one?
Mm-hmm.
It's about.
Okay, that's And then I just changed it to make it extreme, so this side's not so much flexion, alright? Does that feel a little better there for you?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I think one side's like 23 degrees. This is like a 23, and then the other
He
one's
made
44. Years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and he actually gave me
Does he
a.
work for like in a shop? Some sort of a,
No, he just does stuff. He's like an engineer. So just,
leave it to them?
yeah, just decided to build stuff. But he gave me a stick that I'll give to you that can transfer over for you. It's phenomenal. It's got all kinds of different exercises and mobility stuff to do with these. And I know you like information. So
Yeah.
just if you have it, it'll be something you can look at. Did you maybe have a different pair of shoes on that day too when you went out?
No.
You had your normal running shoes on and stuff?
When
you walked the dogs that day, bother you?
yeah, my normal, I make sure I wear a good supportive shoe too. Cause I have some, like ones I wore in here are like a sock almost. But I wear one that gives me good support around in case the dog, cause I don't want the dogs like.
They'll pull you.
Exactly, and then.
All right, come out of that for a minute and let's go for a walk and just see what we did, if any of it feels different, better, worse.
Definitely feels looser and not so.
So tight for you.
Yeah.
Is it still, what's the pain level with it?
Oh, like on a scale of.
Like a 1 to 10, 10 the worst. When you came in, what was it?
It wasn't too bad. I would say it was like a 5. I would say right now it's a 4, but it feels maybe a little 5 because we're working it. You know, we're moving it.
Seemed like you're walking totally better though. Like, cause you weren't even bent, like you were definitely dropping into your other leg when you were coming.
Yeah, I feel like my foot's a little flatter, like this
Yeah.
one. It's not so like this.
Yeah.
From when we were doing that little experiment over here.
So the challenge is for you right now is that because the gait on your left leg was limited to begin with, right? Your right foot would compensate on its drop because it has to jump into play to catch where you lose your range of motion. So I think on the left foot now what's happening is you have even less of range of motion, so the right leg is having to catch up even more for it, right? So I really just want you to kind of focus on your feet a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that arch is falling so much. It's not flat, but like you said, it's way better. Even the right one looks better.
I feel like I am walking more through here.
Yes.
As opposed to here.
Yeah, good.
This.
So that's what I'm thinking. If maybe we can get your feet a little loose,
Yeah.
you know, or do a little bit of that before you do some stuff or after a long bike ride.
Yeah.
So rule of thumb is stretching always has to happen after.
Right.
Right.
I do.
Yes, because that's when you can have like an accident.
Well, you know what I told Justin too, he's my coach, today I said, you know, thinking back, I said I was doing my Achilles stretches, like, you know, and my soleus exercises before I would run or go on the bike. And maybe I need to do them after because I'm already putting a demand on it with the running. Maybe do it later in the day, not before the exercise.
Right.
And he said he agreed that the ancillary exercises should be done
After.
Yeah.
You could be causing the little muscles to hit fatigue, and then you're taking them out and asking them to do stuff. So anytime a little muscle's not gonna work for us, the large muscles are gonna kick in, right? Like they're gonna jump in. So if our stabilizer or something's not working to keep you, like the soleus, those little connections, the little things that you're working on developing, if they're fatigued, You know what I mean? There,
Yeah.
something else is gonna kick in, a large muscle.
I feel like this foot is walking a little flatter, and I know we don't want flat foot.
No, but
But
we,
I mean,
we do, because
flatter
you're
for-
extremely,
yeah.
for you.
Yes, I do feel like it is. So I agree, I feel like I need to work on foot stuff.
This is what I would like you to start working on, if we can do this for you, if you're still gonna bike ride, maybe for like just a week, and to integrate it. The big toe muscle is essential for our movement, right?
Mhm.
So we need to get your toes spread, right?
Mhm.
But do me a favor and lift this big toe. See what's happening? Just in the lift, you have this compensating because this is going this way, so they're going like that.
Okay, wait, say that again when I do it.
Look at what's happening with that toe. See how it's almost going underneath it? See how they're crossing?
Yes,
This big toe should be here,
yeah,
right? Technically, we should be like that. See how that aligned that tendon?
oh yeah,
So if I take it off, this tendon was like, wait,
Yeah.
look what it's
yes,
doing.
yeah,
So this is automatically gonna affect what's going on in here, right?
mhm.
And they come up through here,
That's exactly where
okay?
that's exactly.
The other thing that you have going on is you have a big toe
Yeah.
that's shorter than your second toe. So, at least on this foot, this one you're
Oh,
still
yeah.
pretty longer, but this one, because this toe's turning in, this is even longer, right? This one you're kind of like together with, but this one's still a little bit longer. Big toe, when we run, right? This is what's happening in the
Yeah.
shoe. Right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
To match, because most shoes are like this even.
yeah,
So when you're running, you're gonna hit the front part of your shoe. If you're in a biking position, you're gonna be like that.
that's
in the shoe,
exactly, yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
So to show that, and then like, just do me a favor and go up on the ball of your foot. Feel that?
oh, yeah,
And now go back down. Alright? So this toe is trying to compensate for some of that stuff that's going on. So the more that we can give you a little bit of relax in here, it's not gonna pull this so much.
right,
Alright? And it'll give you a little bit. So open it up a little bit with the toe spreaders, right? And then that, when you have the toe spreaders in, you can even sit down on a chair and do this, but look at pinkies.
I know, it's like,
Let's see if I get that.
you would have your work cut out if you saw Mike's feet. They're all those like little ball of grapes, just like,
You know what though? I've seen some horrible
Yeah.
feet come back to life.
well, that's what I'm thinking,
Like big
like,
toe crossed
right.
over to here coming back to life from toe spreaders.
I'm just amazed at,
So now, right? This is what you would be if you were kind of like a splayed right and you were in a wide enough, like a barefoot shoe, you would spread out like that, right? So now what we want to focus on is this toe lifting,
oh boy,
right?
I'm not even sure I can feel it.
So when you have your toe spreaders in and you're doing this, you're gonna hold down your other toes and just work on lifting that. Can you
I
feel
mean,
it?
that's not very high up.
It's not, you're not gonna be able to lift it very high because of the range of motion in this joint.
Yeah,
But you wanna work it because where are you feeling it at? When you're lifting it, are you feeling it anywhere in your foot?
I can barely feel,
In your calf?
well, oh, in
Think
my
about your
calf when I
calf.
do that?
Yeah, identify with your calf.
No, I don't really feel it a whole lot.
Yeah, you got lots of stuff that are kind of crossing over, trying to jump into it. So that means to me, right, we need to work on that. Is it coming into your calf anymore? Push down on it. Do you feel it in your calf now?
I do, but I don't feel like a pain.
It should be. I'm not
Okay,
looking
yeah.
for any pain.
Yeah, I
I just
feel
want
like
you to identify the
activation.
movement,
Yeah.
right? Where it's
Yeah.
coming from. Where are you feeling it? Go down and show me where you're feeling it in your leg. You alright? Cramping up?
Like in here,
Okay.
this part, not way up here or not.
Through here. So but this is where you're bothered at in here, right?
Yeah,
So it could have just literally just been, we're gonna get you back. You just need to get these spread a little bit more for me, all right? And so the movement is you're gonna do 10 with that, and then lift all of these for 10.
Oh my gosh. Am I doing that right?
Yeah, you're lifting them. Big toe really wants to lift.
It does.
So by separating that, you'll strengthen the separation of it, all right?
Okay.
And I don't, oh yeah, go. That's cracking it for you. Good deal.
I almost feel like I'm improving a little bit the more I'm doing.
You are. Look at how much your splay's changing. Do you do the infrared here?
No. Should I try?
Yeah, start trying to do that joint. Do me a favor and try to just relax. And I'll try to squeeze these two toes together, can you? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, take a little walk. Really quick before you go, I'm gonna have you put your foot here. I want to try one thing before you jump into that. And put your toes down like this. Yeah. Underneath them.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
that.
yeah. So.
And then we want to work in that. All right. So work, yep. And just let the weight of your knee really fall over and move around. Did you ever do that in dance? Like where you kind of roll out the top part of your foot to open it up? I always see ballerinas do that. They always go like this.
Ballet, I took jazz.
Yeah, that's right. Where are we gonna get out of that? Yeah, but it's like because they're
But
in
I
point,
can totally
right?
see
In the-
in ballet you would do
Right.
that.
So stop here. We're gonna do PNF, okay? So push your toe into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come off of it. And now you're gonna go into just that opposite there, and then go back into it again. You're gonna do it 3 times, focusing on the big toe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back.
That almost like hurts the top of my nail.
Okay.
I mean, not in the, like, not that I can't do it.
Yeah, you could do it on a softer surface when you go home. Or I can
Oh, I see. what you're
fold
saying.
it,
Okay.
right?
I was thinking maybe it's
It's
toe.
well, you're tight underneath there. So when you're even pushing under, adding any pressure, your toe doesn't stop here. All these all that tight musculature and everything is underneath your nail.
So, like in yoga, when
Let's pull your pant leg down. I feel like it's stopping your circulation, but
oh,
we're doing a lot of stuff, and I just want to make sure that you're flowing. Okay.
when they this. Look with your toes. You know, and they.
You don't have flexion there.
I know, like partly it's because I can't get back because of this, but you know how they in yoga they'll have you stretch your toes. Like I can't do that.
Because you're so tight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what.
Your arch is so tight, so when you're getting into it, well, and right here, if I'm watching you, let me grab something.
Because what do they have you like? They have you sit up and sit back on your heels, and I can't sit back on my heels because of.
Let's lift up there. Now go back and do that again, and now sit back on your heels. See how that knee feels.
It's still.
Is it pinching still?
Yeah,
Where is it pinching out with that? You're going back
like in the back, right
in the back area.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't help this at all. But this range of motion for your toe, it's not going anywhere. So even if you were trying to go more on this leg's not letting you.
Okay.
Because literally your toe is not bending,
Yeah.
right? Like you're stretching it out, but you're trying to push into a toe flexion on your right foot, which you have, but you don't have that movement in the left foot.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm walking flatter foot on this side.
Yeah, that leg looks really fluid compared to when you came in. I mean, you're almost straight legging when you
Yeah,
came in.
yeah, because I was like, yeah, I could feel I was.
Yeah, and I mean, Yeah, that looks a lot better. Even that toe flexion when you're walking, your gait looks like you're rolling through a little more on that left foot.
Alright, so
A lot better. Well, that made me feel like I was breathing better.
I gotta work on this big toe mobility.
All toe
All
mobility.
toe.
Have you ever seen the post where they said instead of working on your 12 pack, you should work on the 12 pack of your feet?
No.
And they have a foot that's jacked, that's got like 12 pack on it,
Oh.
like in the arch. So like, if that is jacked, the rest of your body will be,
Yeah.
right? If this is deconditioned, you're gonna have areas in the rest of your body that are gonna be trying to be strong, but you're working off of an
Yeah.
extension that's deconditioned, right?
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Let me work on the back of that knee just a little bit, and do you want me to tape you? You wanna try to tape it?
I'm not doing anything today. Well, like, what is the tape gonna do on like a daily basis?
So what it does on a daily basis is multiple things. One, it facilitates blood flow, right?
Okay.
So the swelling or any of the area that you got,
Okay,
when you get injured like that, the blood doesn't flow. Remember I talked about our lymph system and
Yeah.
all of that down here. So when a lot of times when people get knee or hip replacements, their ankle blows up and balloons up with bruises all over their ankle, but nothing, they didn't have anything done to their ankle, right?
right.
So the tape keeps the blood facilitating and moving, because what it does is when it's on the skin, it lifts that fascia, lifts the skin, so it takes that compression
yeah,
area
okay.
out of like when we get
Yeah, let's do
injured,
that,
right?
yeah.
But the other thing that it does is neurologically, you can feel that, right? So neurologically, it's continuously working with your senses to correct your positioning.
Okay,
All right, and when I tape it, I'm gonna tape it so that it kind of pulls you into the correct positioning. I think of tape as new age ace bandage.
yeah, okay,
Okay, so it kind of holds us in place. It helps facilitate blood flow by wrapping it to our
Yeah.
heart.
I mean, I see athletes wear it all the time, so.
It does three things. So the rock tape and kinesiology tape, when they're wearing it, it does three things. So a lot of people, you see it on their shoulders,
Yes.
and it's a result of an overuse in a shoulder, right? It pulls it back, like if somebody's internally rotated because these muscles are tight or fatigued or injured, it'll pull it back, hold it in the proper place. And then physical therapy is a 4 to 8 to 12 week thing that you usually go through. So when you can tape usually lasts for about 1 to 2 weeks. Typically it can last for about 2 weeks staying on. So that's 2 weeks of 24-hour, like basically weight training that you're doing for the area, especially when it's on our feet, right?
Yeah,
So you're strengthening in the correct position, you're facilitating blood flow to it, and you're neurologically connecting a different movement pattern than what you're falling into naturally. So some of the people that I work with, we keep it on for 8 to 12 weeks to be able to have the body strengthen without actually doing strength training, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it's working on the detailed part of things.
yeah, okay.
That makes sense for
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Are you allergic to anything?
No.
Like latex or
No.
anything?
no.
And if you don't like it, take it
No,
off.
I remember when I would use it before, the only thing, it would start to curl, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so it depends how you put it on. If
Yeah,
you-
well, I don't think I was like a,
Yeah, if you pulled it or you didn't put it on properly, the ends will start to curl.
yeah,
Or if you stretched it too much,
yeah.
it'll start to come off.
See, I don't think I had a good technique.
Yeah. I'll talk to you a little bit about it, but I just wanna make sure none of this topical is gonna make it come off. I take my C-section scar because I couldn't like engage my lower abdominal muscles forever after I had my daughter,
Oh,
like
wow.
below my scar, but I'm like doing all these things, you know? And I went to my rock tape thing and he's like, did anybody have a C-section? I had no idea what he was gonna do. Would have never raised my hand had I known. But he's like, oh, come on up here. And he literally grabbed my scar and started twisting it. I'm like, almost puked. He's like, you have to, when you have scars, you have to work them to be able to get the fascia underneath the scar moving again. If not, you're tacked in an area and it doesn't move, you know?
Okay.
It's really, really bad. I notice it really bad with people that have breast implants and then tummy tucks. Oh God, it's like wearing a white, this is what a tummy tuck breast implant reminds me when I'm working on people if they don't regain mobility out of it, is like working always in a white button-up shirt that's tucked in too tight.
Yeah.
It like,
Okay. Yeah.
but like literally,
Yeah.
and one of my people that I work with, when I used to massage her, I don't do it anymore. My sister works on her now, but she was a hairdresser and had tummy tuck after her babies, and then had massive implants. And our skin's only designed to stretch slowly, like, you know what I mean, like over time. And then when you cut a bunch of our skin off, like, she just literally felt like she had somebody always, like, I could, it was so hard for me to get her out of stress.
Yeah, I can't
So
imagine.
her shoulders and the tension on her neck and the front part of her body was constant. Like, it was so hard. I really showed her how to cup. I'm like, you just need to start cupping and pulling in the front part of your own chest to help give you a little bit of back relief. But it's like a constant. And my other girl that I was working with, her toe, she had a tummy tuck as well. And she couldn't stand up straight when we started working. So now she's able to get a full extension out of her hip pocket because it was like cupped. And now she's like open, and it's the chain. Literally have to work the chain, you know, back and forth.
I can see that.
And then it feels better. Let's see how this feels for you. How's it to touch still?
It's just a little tender,
Okay.
but I think because we've been working it too.
Looks like some of the swelling and stuff is not as prevalent down here as well. I mean, obviously this thing goes, we got some pulling down here. So I can wrap it. Let me think about what I want to do for you. I'm gonna put a couple pieces on, okay? My point with my C-section scar was I taped myself for a long time. I taped it this way, and I came up over my hip bones and crossed and went right underneath my scapulas, and I wore it probably for about, like I said, 8 weeks, 12 weeks.
You were able to do that? Get behind your back to get it? Couldn't be more awkward, right?
It was totally awkward because I had to lay like on the edge of my bed like this to get this open, and then I'm like, but I did it for as long as I could, and then it was, you know, I'd have somebody start it so I could take it off. But finally, I mean, I can engage those muscles now. I can push and feel like I feel all of those. But what it also did was pull me down because it was underneath here. It totally lifted me up and pulled me down. So it like strengthened my whole posture. It was amazing. It was so good. So I tried to convince some other ladies to do it, and they're like, yeah. I put it on them, they took it off, and they went home. You guys are funny. But they both work out, and they both have little lower back injuries. I'm like, this is related to this.
Yeah.
Like, it goes through. If the front's not strong, your vertebrae and the stuff in the back isn't supported. Like, it's our little stuff that supports those things in there, you know?
Yeah, I've always, on my left side, my lower back will get fatigued. And since I've been working on my hip strength exercises, I don't feel it as much.
Good.
And I thought it's amazing how just finding the right things, like the diagnosis, what's going on, and then the things to do.
Yeah, because that's like a lack of hip strength when we fall and pulls on our SI.
Yeah.
Because the only place that it has to move something is the SI, and it's not a lot.
Yeah.
The SI literally is like, there's like nothing in between there. All right, let's give you a quick wrap before I take it on.
So, are we gonna review doing?
Yeah, I wanna kinda just go over everything.
Okay, yeah, cause
So-
I'm thinking, I'm not gonna remember it all.
And I have that, like I said, I got that recorded. I have it private, so we're like unlisted, so the only people that can watch it is who I send it to.
Yeah,
So, I did it cause I don't have that much phone space on all my stuff, but I'm like, I really need you to hear and see kind of like what we're doing, you know?
yeah,
You can fast forward through it and be like, oh yeah, you know? I don't really wanna change or add or do a whole lot. I just want you to get into the toe spreaders, and we're gonna do those, start doing
Yeah.
the big toe and the little toes, that's it.
okay,
I don't
yeah,
wanna add, do anything else. I just wanna pull the strengthening into the foot, alright? And then I'll see how that works for 3 to 4 days. And then I'll show you how to roll out, okay?
yeah, cause I think that's,
Yeah.
maybe I feel like jumping on my skin when you put your thumb right in the center of,
Sorry,
no, it just
sorry.
really hits the spot, right, that's,
Alright. Let me grab the tape here for you. Throw that out. Alrighty.
I'm gonna do the red light too on this thing.
Yeah.
We'll do a little embedded experiment, right, see if
Can't
it,
hurt, yeah. Like do it, like start your experiment off without doing any exercise or anything. Like take a little picture maybe of like how far you can bend your toe and this, and then
we
go
can
through.
move this, bend it this way.
Yeah, no, don't bend it, just leave it. Just get that. And then see how much of the, like, that's flexion, right? It's not, it does not wanna flex. That part of the joint,
Is it because of that bone spur on it?
yeah. You know, you like to try stuff.
Yeah.
So, have you ever heard of castor oil?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
I can hear
Barbara, right? Have you ever heard the old lady that does it? So her name's Barbara. She's wonderful. But she said that it would eat bone spurs. Castor oil would dissolve bone spurs.
I'll try it.
Bone
That's like a,
spurs, tumors, all kinds of different things. She said it's crazy. She said it helps heal your eyes, all kinds of different things.
so should I do that and the red light? Or just the castor? I almost wanna try the castor oil.
Yeah. What they do is put it like a little pack. So get yourself like a cotton ball.
Yeah,
Because what happens is castor oil gets absorbed, it doesn't pull out, okay? So
okay,
it's not a drawer. So like if you had it on, it's not gonna draw things out to you. It gets absorbed and then works its magic kind of like in, is my understanding of it. But I think if you did like a cotton ball, put a little on there. I mean, you could even do a little lavender or something if you wanted to get in there, but put a little cotton ball like right here, the Band-Aid, and like maybe start wearing it at bed, when you go to bed, because that's a good time, and see what happens. Let's start seeing what happens.
so I follow this, she's a personal trainer, she's in the military and stuff, her name is Erin Opere, she's
Okay.
out of Nashville.
Uh-huh.
She does a lot with castor oil,
I
like
use it all
every
the
night.
time. Yeah. I put it on my
And-
belly, I put it on my
And
face.
I'm not an engager,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are gonna ask, like if you're wondering about it, somebody's gonna ask.
Oh, yeah,
And
for
she's
sure.
like always answering questions,
Mhm.
and the castor oil thing, I was like, I'm not gonna do anything like that, but it's funny that you said that, cause she's a big proponent of castor oil, and I can't remember why she does it, a couple reasons, but maybe there's something to it. I'll
I
try
was
it.
like, it's natural, so I bought myself on
Exactly.
Amazon, I got myself some good stuff or whatever, but I bought packs to put it on, so you could use, it was like $25 for like a natural, it's basically like this, and then you put the castor oil on it, but it's got wraps, so you can wrap it, they have them for the breasts, for people that might have issues going on with like that. The one that I have, you put around your belly, and then I had another one, that I used on my throat when I was sick. Oh man, it was so swollen on one side, so I just finally I was like, fuck it, put it on the pack, and I wrapped it around my neck and went to bed and totally woke up in the morning and was
Oh
feeling
my
so much
gosh.
better. And you know how they have, I don't know if you've seen any of them where they wrap them around their belly. They're like, oh my god, I've got so much, look how skinny I am. Like, they act like it like took
Yeah.
80 pounds away from them and they're
Yeah.
all jacked right
Yeah.
here on their obliques. I'm like, come on, girl. Like, that did not do that to you overnight, you know?
Right.
But I use it, and it definitely takes inflammation down. Like, and it does make you feel like better in the morning.
That is a low cost,
Yeah.
low involvement, like, test. Like, it's easy.
I
There's no
use
reason
it-
not to do something.
I use it in my mouth. I brush my teeth with it. I'll use a little, when I do oil pulling, I do coconut oil and a little bit of lavender on castor oil. I put a drop of that in and then I put my coconut oil in and I love that. I love it.
I would do, because I don't want to do a surgery.
See, can't hurt to see. She's like, obviously, you know, it took you years to get it. It's not gonna go away. But even if you did it for 2 months,
Exactly.
who cares? What's a cotton
Right.
ball at bedtime, right?
Exactly.
And then I put it on my eyes. I'll put it on my eyebrows and like up through here. And then I'll put, it takes inflammation down like underneath your eyes. I put it around my mouth
Yeah.
and my like lips or whatever.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. All right. This one's skin tone. My other one looked like a tattoo, or it was like army color. So keys with this, all right? The ends, you never want to stretch the ends. So I'll show you what that means when I'm putting it on, but I always round it out. Round the ends out, and this way they don't kind of pull off for you, all right? And then on the very end of it, I always take the tape and I just do this. Rip the tape. I want to do that side.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just stops this stretch from continuing here, because like you were saying, it started getting wrinkly. So this, we don't want to have any stretch on. It just wants to stick to the skin, because when I'm stretching it, if I stretch it, then it'll start pulling off.
Yeah.
Does that make
okay.
sense for
Yeah.
you? Because of the tension is through it, okay? Hand it back for me, all right?
So you went up to where?
Let me I'm gonna zoom in on this part for you, okay? Alrighty. Let's see here. There we go. Alrighty. Alright. So what I'm looking to support is this part of the arch of your foot, alright? So it's gonna kind of pull it down a little bit naturally, give us that pull this way, as well as kind of calling into a little more here, so that you're not so much here, okay?
Okay.
Because neurologically, it's gonna kind of just open this up for us, okay? So I want you to pull back real good for me. All right, relax for just a second.
And you're pulling it now.
I'm pulling it rather than having you flex for me. I want to have the tension in the tape. So I'm pulling a little bit more here. All right, so I don't have a lot of pull on it, just have a little bit, and I'm gonna come around, right, to support that Achilles for you. And now I'm gonna have you flex for me. And for this one, I'm gonna run it just straight down the leg
Okay.
to the back, okay? Just to support up into that soleus area. And go
Okay.
ahead and bring it down for me.
Okay, that makes sense with the ends.
Okay, yeah, because if you got a lot of pull on it,
Yeah.
the tension's gonna pull it off. It's always so tricky on the feet, but it should stay. So heat keeps makes the adhesive like stick a little bit more, all right? So you're just a little cold. So I think once you put your shoe on and stuff, the adhesive will warm up for us. But it's staying, so just want to tell you that, all right?
Okay.
We got you all good back here. That looks all good. So what am I going to do? Take a little walk and see what the first piece of tape does for you. Just because you asked me what it does, so I want you to identify with it, okay?
This is where, I mean, my foot feels good. It is like right up in here.
Yep, so the next piece is going to go around there. But do you feel any difference with the tape on?
Well, it doesn't bother me. Like, it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It should feel like you're a little supported, like we're adding just a little more and more support to you, okay? Oh my God, I was just looking at the messages. Hello, yo, sing a song. What's going on? I don't know. I'm like stretch session with my runner, like, people are funny. Alrighty. Keep you square on there.
So did you measure that as same as the first one?
No, they're different.
Piece? Oh, okay.
Yep. So what I usually try to do is measure from where I want to start to where I want to stop.
Okay.
But you're pulling it, so you're gonna have a little bit of extra in there, right?
Okay.
So sometimes I'm too long, but there's a rule of thumb, but no real rule to it, right? Because you can try it a bunch of different ways. With your knee, on one of my other clients that we've done, and I didn't know if you wanted to do it, I wanted to work on different things. But if you feel like there's a point where you start here on the outside of your ankle, underneath here, and we come up and we wrap around and we wrap around. It's like a spiral that goes up your leg, so it causes that rotation for you.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
But that's a big project. Not everybody wants to take that on. When I had my rocks tape certification, I was like, we wrapped each other, so we kept all of the tape on. Like we just kept layering over like what we had on. We had like tight clothes on, and we taped over everything, which was crazy because we still felt it, even though we were taped over our clothes. Neurologically, dude, I was like, you gotta get this off of me. Like I was like totally overloaded. It was crazy. Alrighty. I want you to point your foot. So I'm going to have you point it, and I'm pulling right now, right? My protein alarm. Take your protein.
I know, it's like Pantera.
No, it's not. Rob Bailey. He's in the Hustle Standard. He's crazy. He's on he yells at me. He's my motivator. Do you know who Dana Lynn Bailey is? She's a bodybuilder.
Yes.
It's her thing. It's her husband. Oh man, what's her name? Demi is that her name? Demi. She's really cute. And but she does a lot of gymnastics and like crazy sports stuff, and they got together and worked out one day. Alrighty.
She has some sort of a camp or something they do in Montana there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, she does it I think a couple times a year.
I've been talking to quite a few people about wellness retreats and building into that. Because I love it. I did a retreat like kind of before COVID, and it was like I had like 18 girls. We had such a good time.
Was that the one in Jamaica?
No, this one was just up north.
Oh.
We went kayaking, and The house was big enough for us all to stay in. We all kind of split up chores, you know, for
Yeah.
like cooking, because each one of us had a little bit of a specialty. So it was a good time. It was like I was leading it, but not, you know, like we all had a lot of fun time.
Engagement.
And
Everyone was
engagement. Yeah.
engaged.
We went on, like one day we went kayaking, next day we went on a big hike and went to the water, and then we could kind of split up, do whatever you want. It's a good time though. But I want to look into more like a permanent, like high-end kind of a wellness retreat where we do lots of stuff, nutrition, and have all of my people that I'm friends with kind of come in, Reiki, needling, all kinds of good stuff. Alrighty, those are the 2 that I want to put on.
Wow, this is nice.
Take that for a ride.
I'm gonna have to make sure I get it.
You see it in there? Bottom?
Yeah.
All right. So the first piece goes from toes to Achilles. You see there?
Yeah.
Right? Backside. And then the second piece, so you see how I got it wrapped here.
Yeah.
It's going right over the arch area. Are we in there? Yep. We got it going over the arch. And then I got it coming on the inside of that ankle bone. All right? And we're going to weave it right up to where that's hurting for you.
Okay.
On this side.
And this should last for like a week or so?
A week or 2, yeah. Just don't put lotion on it. Oil
Right.
takes it off. And then on this side, I pulled up a little bit higher. We were having that little bit of a tightness here, right? In that outside.
Yeah.
So I got underneath the tightness area. See if it'll help loosen up that joint for you while you're walking. And then kind of came over the ankle, right? I didn't walk behind the ankle on this one where I went behind the ankle on this side. This is going over the front of it and just riding up with the shin a little bit, okay?
And I can do my exercises.
You do everything. Do not baby yourself with it on. It's not an inhibitor. It might feel a little bit weird. Sometimes people don't feel anything, and that's okay too. But it's doing what I need it to, and that's all I know. Like I said, think a new age ace bandage. If you would have wrapped yourself up with an ace bandage, right? Gives a little bit of that support.
And how long do you do this for until like?
Let's say in a week you feel better, 2 weeks you feel better, we're done.
Okay, so that kind of that time frame.
Yeah. If you're not better and it's still bothering you, we can tape it up to 8 weeks, you know? But
I don't know, I think you helped figure out, like, I'm glad that you agreed though too, I mean, based on your knowledge, that it wasn't necessarily my Achilles, because I wasn't entirely, like, I know all this stuff intersects at some point, and where I was feeling the pain, I was just thinking, I'm not sure that that's, because I've had so much experience with Achilles. But mostly
it's usually
down here.
Achilles, most of the Achilles problems that I hear have, if it's a rupture or tear or something, it's associated here.
Yeah.
Because I told you this pins. So something has to give.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're tight from here to here and you're going for a stretch and there is nothing, this isn't mobile and it's tapped down, your Achilles is gonna get tight, right? Or it's gonna get caught up in there. So yeah, I think you're good with that.
That's where I feel, like right here and here, up this way.
Yeah. So lotion, or like a soap that has a lot of lotion in it in the shower will make it come off, okay?
Dove, like that doesn't have any.
It might.
Okay.
Yeah. Just let the water wash it. Wash at the top end and just kind of let it rinse over it. It does stay wet, so if you want to blow dry it a little bit, you can. But it doesn't come off because it's wet, all right? If for some reason it starts to come off or it starts to bug you, okay, don't rip it off like a Band-Aid. You need to understand it's lifting all of your fascia. So if you were to rip, it's attached to what we want to have flowed, right? So the way you do it is you put one hand here and you pull up. Okay, so that it's just slowly releasing from you, okay?
Okay.
Good deal. I do usually charge $20 for taping, just cover the taping. but I'm not gonna try to do that today. I wanna see how that works, alright? I'll send
Thank
you,
you.
I'll send you the link, to rock tape.
Okay.
So if you wanna buy some and, so that,
I have
or
the
if you have some.
Kinesi, or
We can try it, but it's
You
the
prefer-
weave, yeah, cause the weave for kinesiology tape is one way, it goes like this, and rock tape is a triangle. So it's, the
Okay.
weave goes this way and this way, so
yeah,
I just
send
found,
me that
yeah,
link.
it's only like
'cause I'll-
$20 off of Amazon. And then this
Well, I
way,
like the feel of it too.
yeah, and it, like, if you were going out for a run or something was bothering you, I mean, I'll show you how to use it so you can tape up on, some other areas for yourself.